Hi everyone, it's tutorialsbya here, and I usually never say that at the beginning of my videos, but I've been having a lot of people take videos and re-upload the exact ones that I have filmed myself. So I'm going to say tutorialsbya pretty soon in most of my videos, so that way won't happen as much. But anyways, today I'll be showing you how to create this really cute and fairly easy triple single hand sanitizer bottle case. And I actually found this idea on Etsy, so I'm not the first to use this triple single design. However, mine is not the exact same as the one I saw on Etsy, so I'm calling this my own variation of this design. And I even added a cute little charm strap to it, so that way you can personalize it and make it how to suit your personality. And I'll show you two different ways that you can attach a charm strap. This one right here is removable, so if you don't like the charm strap, you can always take it off. And this one right here is a little bit more permanent, but still removable if you don't want it. So I'll be showing you how to make that at the end, but first up, without further ado, let's get started with the items you need. So today you will need a rainbow loom, and I guess you can make this on any other kind of loom, but I will be demonstrating instructions for just the rainbow loom today. You'll also need rubber bands. You'll need about 122 rubber bands, a hook. I'm using the Rainbow Loom Web Store's new metal tipped hook, and you'll also need a bottle of hand sanitizer to be kind of like your mannequin for this project. So I am using just a bottle of hand sanitizer from Bath & Body Works, but if you have any other brand of hand sanitizer, this might work as well. But this design is mainly suited for the Bath & Body Works traditional mini hand sanitizer bottle. And all my supplies today are from the Rainbow Loom Web Store, and I'm using white, rose jelly, orange jelly, and yellow jelly today. So we're first going to start with our loom's arrows pointing down and our pins in this kind of set position here, and we are going to be using our first band here, and we're going to go vertically. So this is going to be called our long vertical band. So this is a vertical band right here, and now we're going to add one more long vertical band like that. And at this time we're going to add 3 horizontal bands. So you're going to start with your first color. Good gosh, I keep grabbing the wrong bands. There we go. And then grab your next one and your last one. So you should have a figure that looks like this now. And now what we're going to do is turn our loom sideways. And as you can see, we have 2 layers of these long vertical bands here. So what you're going to do is grab the very bottom one here. Do not go inside of any band, stay on the outside of all your bands here. Grab the very bottom layer only, and you're going to pull that up and over all these pins here, like that, and release. So it's now holding on to these bands here. And now you're going to push those down, and we're going to now start the more repetitive process. So you're going to take a long vertical band and put it across those 3 pins, and then put your horizontal bands on. The band process of putting on isn't complicated at all, so I'm not going to go really slow or in depth on this like that. So you should have something like this now. And we are now going to start another hooking process. So first you're going to turn your loom sideways, grab the bottom white band. Again, never go inside of any bands when you're going to grab the bottom vertical white bands. So grab the very bottom one and hook that over. Just pull it over all those pins and release like that. Now what we're going to do is we're going to start the actual hooking process of the horizontal bands here. So first you're going to go inside here, go inside of this white band, grab the bottom layer here, and pull over like that. Do the same thing on this one. Pull over like that. And then on this bottom one here, we still need to go inside the white band, but obviously it's kind of complicated to go through that. So the easy way is to stick your hook inside of this top part right here, right above the pin, inside the white band, and just circle around. So you're automatically inside of this white band now. Then grab the bottom band and hook over like that. Now we're going to do the same thing to the left side, except obviously it's not going to be as hard because we don't have a big long vertical band. So just grab the bottom layer and hook over. Do not go inside of any band, stay on the outside. Like that. So it's going to look kind of loopy and weird, but that's okay because it's normal. And we're going to start the band process once again. So you're going to start off with your long vertical band again, like that, followed by your horizontal bands. So you should have something like this now. And we're going to start the hooking process again. So once again, grab the very bottom band here and hook over like that. And now we're going to go and hook the very bottom layers over. Make sure you go inside the white band here. And once you get to this bottom pin, go inside the white band, circle around, grab the bottom one, and hook over like that. Do the same hooking process onto the left side, like that. Push your bands down, and we're ready to start again. So you're going to take one band and put it long ways vertically, and then add your bands that go horizontally. Like that. We're now going to turn our loom sideways and grab this very bottom white band and hook over again. Just pull that over and release. And we're now going to hook the very bottom bands. So hook the bottom band over and release. Hook the very bottom band over and release. And remember, on this bottom pin, go inside, circle around, and hook over like that. Now we're going to hook the very bottom layer over on the left side, like that. And that's pretty much it. So we're going to continue this process, and you should see your bracelet starting to come out through the bottom. So you can grab this band here and pull on it so that way you can see how it looks a little bit, but that's just the starting of it. We will be creating a total of 23 layers. So far you've got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 layers so far. So we've got 19 more layers to go. I will not be helping you all throughout the 19 layers, but I'll show you 2 more times how to do the process, and then if you're still having trouble, you can rewatch the previous instructions. So we're going to take one single vertical band and put that vertically, and then put our horizontal bands on. Like that. And we're now going to turn our loom sideways and grab the very bottom white band, or vertical band, goodness, and release that. Now we're going to go inside, pull the bottom band over on the very right pin bar, like that. Make sure on this one you circle around and grab this bottom layer, like that. Oh, sorry, I got a text message. Okay, now we're going to hook the bottom layer over again on the very left pin bar, like that. So your loom should look something like this now, and we are now going to do this process again, and this is going to be the last time I show you how to do this. So vertical band, stretch all the way up, then we're going to put our bands that go horizontally, like that. And now we're going to hook this white band that goes vertically here, pull this over like that, and now we're going to grab the bottom layer and pull over. Again, on the very bottom pin, circle around through the white band. So basically it's kind of like inverted fishtail stitches, but then you're going to grab the bottom layer and hook over like that. And yeah, so you should be able to see the beginning of your triple, single bracelet kind of thing to form. So far, how many layers do we have? Layers means basically how many rows of single chains do we have. So obviously we have
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Let's see if I can count this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 layers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah.
Okay, so we've got 6 layers of horizontal bands here, and these are just going up like this. So just create 16 more layers on your loom. First, you can get a piece of paper and count it out, so that way you can do tally marks so you won't forget how many layers you've done so far. That's probably what I'm going to do so I don't forget, but you can always go ahead and count back and see how many you have. But I'm going to continue on off camera, and if you're still having trouble with this, please rewatch the previous instructions. So I now did additionally 16 layers, so I have a total of 22 layers on my loom right now. So I'm going to do the last layer with you guys because we're going to do something a little bit different. So you're going to start out by I don't have any bands on here, I just finished my last hooking process. So you're going to grab this one last white band here and hook that over so you get rid of all of those white bands there. And now we're going to add on more horizontal bands, except I'm going to use white. So use the same bands that you used for your horizontal bands, or same color. Like that. And now just hook over like normal. Both layers, like that. So you should have something like this now. And now we're going to tie this off. So you're going to hook all the bands on the right side over to its corresponding left pin. So we're going to start at the top right, pull it off, and hook it over to the left, like that. Same thing for this one. Grab it, pull it off, put it on the left, and on the left. So it's okay if you are not to this point yet, just pause the video. If not, we're going to tie this off. So we're going to do slip knots. So what you want to do is take your hook and grab the bottom layer. Don't go inside the pin, stay on the outside still. Grab the bottom layer and hook over the pin, like that. Grab the bottom layer here, hook over the pin, like that. And then grab the bottom layer here and hook over. Then you can give this a little tug so that way you've tightened the knots here. And then remove all these loops from your loom. So you should have a strip that looks like this now. And we're now going to take our hand sanitizer bottle and put this on. So what you're going to do is, here, let me zoom out a little bit. Put your hand sanitizer bottle smack in the middle. Oh goodness, like this. And then these loops are going to go onto the top here. So on the right, you should have two loops here that are sticking off the edge. One should be longer than the other. So this other one that's shorter, that's sticking out, you can cut this off if you'd like, if it annoys you, because it's not needed. But if you don't want to cut bands, then you don't have to. But I'm just going to leave mine on for the purpose of the tutorial, but you can totally cut it off. So you just want to slide those up and onto the top of the bottle so it goes on like that. Then you're going to stretch this down and circle around the perimeter here so it goes around, and hold this side here to the left. You're going to grab the very far one and pull this over. And then grab this very bottom one, should be closest to you. Pull that over there. And then lastly, grab this middle one and put that over all of them. Then push those down to the bottom here. And so now you've got this. So if you just want a cute decoration, you can leave it at this. However, I'm going to teach you how to do a strap. Now, because this isn't very stable, if we just attach the strap right here, if you shake it around, obviously it's going to, if I grab it, it's going to fall out. If you're like running with your backpack, maybe it's going to fly out. So like that. And we want it to be stable, so that way we won't have to worry about our hand sanitizer falling out. So, ooh, goodness, I touched the camera. Okay, so we want to do these two strips here that secure it, so when you shake it, it's not going to fall out at all. Good. I hit the bottom, but it's not going to fall out at all. So we're going to do this whole part by hand, so I apologize to those of you who are not very good at doing hook and hand processes. So for this, I'm going to use the same color band that I used for my hooking processes, that I use for my horizontal bands here, so you may want to do the same. It honestly doesn't matter. But what you're going to do is, first you're going to use your hook and turn to the back of your hand sanitizer bottle, so that way this label, or the ugly side, is towards you. Then you're going to grab all these loops here. So this is going to be kind of difficult, so you may want to scooch them up so that way it's easier to see all of them. But you want to find all the loops here that are around this top of the bottle, and you want to pull all of them onto your hook. So grab all of them, put them on your hook, and it's okay if this takes you a while, just pause the video because I've got mine on already. So you should have yours on your hook like this. And this part fell off. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to grab one of our bands, and we're going to start doing single chains with our hook and hands. So slide this onto your hook, and then you want to use your hook, put the pointy or open part downwards so that way it doesn't get caught on the bands, but just pull that through like that. Hook that on. So that's probably the hardest part of this whole thing, that one step. And now we are going to create 7 more links. So just using your hook and hands. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit so that way you guys can see maybe, ooh, that's too much, a little bit better. And so put this on, and then pull it through like that. So we need a total of 8 links. So 1, 2, 3. If you are a speedy loomer, do 7 first, because on the 8th one we're going to do something a little bit different. So I've got 1, 2, 3. This is my 4th. 5th. 6th. And 7th right here. Okay, so we're about to do the 8th link, so this is how many I have right here if you want to count or whatever, just to make sure that I have the same amount as you. But you're going to stick your hook into some of the horizontal loops here. So what you want to do is we are going to stick it into the horizontal bands. Mine are white, and you want to stick it into 2 of them. So you want to find the center of them. Mine are these 2 right here. It's hard to point on camera, but these 2 right here. So you want to find the 2 horizontal bands and grab both of them. They should be intersecting at a point in the center here. See where they overlap? You want to stick your hook in the hole that goes where they overlap. So mine's right here. So stick your hook there, like that. Then you want to take a single band of your horizontal band and pull it through that overlap place, as well as the single chains that are on your hook. And put the other end on your hook. So that is one of the hardest parts of this. But you should have this on your hook now. This is what your whole thing should look like. And basically by doing that, we just connected this there. And now we're going to need a C-clip. And you want to put this on to the single chain that's on your hook. So put that on like that. And so you should have a C-clip hanging there, holding those bands. So you're going to leave that alone now, and we're now going to do the other side strip. Now, I know that the obnoxious single chain strip that is on your what is this called? Hand sanitizer bottle. I know that it might be kind of obnoxious and kind of unattractive, but you could leave it like this, but there is a risk of your hand sanitizer still falling out through this side right here. So I definitely would recommend doing the front strip as well. So basically we're going to do the same thing again. Take your hook, and we're going to go inside all the loops here on our sanitizer bottles. So if you need to, pull these sides upwards so that way you can get them up and out of the little groove in there, so that way it's easier to pick them up onto your hook. But just grab all of those bands, slide your hook through. So once you've got your hook through all of those, we're going to zoom in a little bit and then start the single chain process again. So we're going to create a total of 7 links first, and then we'll do the 8th one that attaches. So 1, that's probably the hardest one, and then 2, 3, 4, 5. Sorry, that's my elbow rubbing on the table if you hear that. 6 and 7. So it's okay if you're not to this point yet, just pause the video, but we're now going to do the one stitch that attaches to the loops up here. So have a single band handy. I'm just going to kind of roll mine onto my finger, but you want to look and see where this one chain link is attached to on the opposite side, and you want to grab the same loops on this side. So let's see if I can do this on camera. Find the 2 loops here, the horizontal band loops, like that. Okay, so now see how I have my hook here. I've caught onto the same 2 loops as the other side has caught onto. So my hook is holding onto the same 2 loops that are overlapping in the center. This is kind of like a Venn diagram. You're sticking it inside the very center where they overlap. And then do another single chain, like that. So you should have something like this now. So you can put another C-clip here if you'd like, if you just want it to be like a hand sanitizer cover, but I want mine to have a little keychain loop, which is probably what the most of you will be making. So I'm going to show you how to do that. With this, we're going to create 12 more links, but to save you all the trouble of having to use hook and hands, I'm gonna show you how to do this part on your loom. So you're just gonna leave this on your hook, make sure it doesn't slip off, and zoom out a little bit. So I'm just gonna start at the top of my loom with my arrows pointing down, and I'm just going to create 12 links. So I don't think, let's see if we can just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, yeah, we can go vertically. So we're just going to do a whole vertical strip here. Vertical strip, sorry. 2, 3, 4. Do a total of 12. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Like that. So now what we're going to do is we're going to attach our hand sanitizer thing onto this very bottom pin. So off your hook, pull it off your hook, and place it onto this very bottom pin right here. So you've got it attached there, and we're going to start hooking now. So inside, like that. So once you've hooked the first one, you're pretty much safe because it's not going to fall off, or it's less likely to fall off. So just hook the single chain normally, and I'm not going to go slow just because this is a very well-known hooking process. So just hook normally like you would in an extension for any bracelet. Okay, so I've now finished the single chain, and it's okay if you're not to this point yet, but just remove everything except for the very top pin. So I'm just going to pull this all off of my loom, except for the very top pin. So you should get something like that now. And on the opposite side of your hand sanitizer case, you should have a little C-clip there. So what you want to do is take your hook, and you're going to pick up this last link that's on the loom here, like that. And then you want to carefully attach it to your C-clip on this very the opposite side. So use that C-clip and attach the single chains to it. Okay, this part is a little bit difficult, so I'm just going to use my hands, but if you're not very good with your hands, then probably don't do this. But now we are completely finished with this really cool hand sanitizer case or holder or whatever. Okay, so now I will be showing you two methods on how to make a cute little charm strap for your hand sanitizer case here. So first, we are going to start with our loom's arrows pointing down, and this is a completely optional step. If you don't want a charm strap, then you can go ahead, skip right to the end of this video, because this is really optional. So I'm just going to take 4 bands, and we're going to create a single chain link on the left side of our loom, or right side, it honestly doesn't matter. But just make 4 links. So 1, 2, 3. And shout out to my mom. She was the one that gave me this idea for the charm strap. I'm not too sure if the other hand sanitizer case tutorial has a charm strap or not, but because I haven't seen it. But my mom told me to do this. And so once you're finished with the 4 links here on your loom, you're going to take your hand sanitizer case, and you're going to find this loop here that connects to the triple single here. So you're going to find that loop, and you're going to turn your case to the side so that way you can see right through the loop. Stick your fingers here, and then you want to transfer it to the last pin that you have any links on. So it should be right there. So you're just going to go inside this here and hook the whole entire single chain. Just like that. So when you're finished hooking that, you just want to take a C-clip and hook it onto this end right here. Like that. And then pull everything off. So you should get something like this now. And now my bands are twisted, so I'm just going to twist that back. But here you should have something like this now. and you're going to take a charm of your choice. I have 4 here with me today, but I'm only going to use, I think, this one right here. And this is my original peppermint candy charm, so if you want a tutorial on this, there is one on my channel. You should probably just search like peppermint candy charm or something on my channel, and then you should find a tutorial. But I have a slip knot tied here. I'm just going to carefully untie it, and I definitely would not recommend this if you're not very good with catching bands and stuff, but I don't know, I think I'm pretty good at it, so I'm just going to grab this here, and you want to stick this into the C-clip that is holding the end of the single chain. So, find the C-clip here and stick this inside, so you should now get something like this. And here is that, well, that was the first method to create your own little candy strap. Charm strap. So I'm going to show you another method, and this method makes it so that the charm strap is removable, and then also this end right here is removable as well. So now I'm going to show you the second method, and we're going to start with our loom's arrows pointing down again, and this time we're only going to create 3 links. So you're going to go 1, 2, and 3. And now on the very bottom pin here, you're going to take a single band and loop that around twice, like that, so you get a cap band on there. And then when you're done, you can start the hooking process. Just hook the whole entire single chain normally, like that. And now what we're going to do is we're going to use the C-clip that is here on our hand sanitizer case. So, as you can see, I've got my C-clip here that's hooking these together. And what you want to do is kind of push everything out of the way, just like that, and slide this C-clip onto the very end of that, right there, like that. And once it's on, you can take everything else off your loom. And then you should have something like this now, this little link here. And then you're going to take another C-clip, which I've got right here. Ooh, dropped it. And then you're going to hook it onto the cap band that's at the end of the single chain link here. So you get something like that now. And now to this C-clip, we can add whatever charm we'd like. And to this project, I think I'm going to add on, let's see, what do I want to do? I think I'll add on this peppermint candy charm. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab this, and that's really in there. So I'm going to go ahead and just grab some random links from here. And if you have a charm that doesn't have a slip knot that you can untie, that is convenient or whatever, then just grab random links and stick your C-clip inside of the random chain links. And there you go. So now I've got this cute little charm strap. Oop, there's really big zoom out there. But as you can see, it's kind of on the back side of my hand sanitizer case. So if you don't want to do that, in the next clip, I'll show you how to remove it. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to take the case off in case you want the charm strap to be on the front. So this case is completely removable, so just remove it like normal and remove the top as well. It's not going to fall apart because you've got these single chains here holding on to it. So you want to hold your case so that way you can find that the strap is on the front. Then turn your hand sanitizer bottle so that way this picture is on the front. Then you want to stretch these 2 single chains out so that way you can find this loop here. And stick your hand sanitizer bottle inside that loop. The loop is probably the hardest thing to do because it's a little bit tricky to find. But after that, you just stretch the single chains around the hand sanitizer bottle and put the triple singles around. And there you have it. You've got your charm strap on the front. So even if you didn't put a charm strap, that is basically how you can remove the case. So it is completely removable. You can take it off whenever you want. It's not ever going to fall apart unless a band breaks or something. But there's that. And yeah. So thank you guys so much for watching this tutorial. Once again, this is kind of my variation on this triple single hand sanitizer case design, and I really like how it looks. I love the little candy charms, but you can also put any other charms on it if you'd like. I also had little snow cone charms. I have tutorials on these on my channel as well. but I decided not to use them in the end. But I really, really like this charm right here. So yeah, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you liked this, and also hit the subscribe button on your way out if you haven't already. And also find me on Instagram, Pinterest, Twitter, and Facebook. My links are all in the description box below. And yeah, so once again, thank you guys so much for watching this tutorial, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!